Welcome back to the Final Fantasy Tactics All Oracles Challenge, being recorded here in April of 2022. Hope you are doing well wherever and whenever you are. Today we are heading to the Zarghidas Trade City. It is a side quest battle. We're doing this after we've cleared out Igros. So you saw a few side quest battles in the Beowulf side and the Nelveska Temple side. Then we cleared out Igros Castle, which kind of unlocked this Zarghidas Trade City battle that we can do now. So after the Nelveska Temple, we brought the stone from Worker 7 down to Gog Machine City, and there we saw it summon Cloud. Now, earlier in the game, we did bump into Eris here in this city. And I guess that's supposed to be your clue, that that's where you need to go. There's probably other clues in the game, other things that people say, or maybe in the propositions or whatever, you could find other clues. But this is where Eris is, and this happens to be where Cloud bumps into Eris. He gets his headaches and all that other stuff that they reference Final Fantasy VII with. So the knaves here in town are going to attack the Flower Girl. We talked to her before. Yikes, pretty dark joke there from these guys. Anyway, get your damn dirty hands off her, you. And so this monk is about to take out this funny clothes dressed guy. Cloud, of course. And then here comes the high-pitched sound, very Final Fantasy VII, Cloud holding his head. Amazing. And then here we go. That's why we recognize Cloud, is because Gog Machine City, when we put the stone into a machine, it snapped this Cloud character from another dimension, presumably just from the Final Fantasy VII world. So this is another one of those battles with male thieves, and it is just more yikes. So right there, male thief comes up for the charm, and there's a few male thieves in this fight, and all of them are going to be really threatening on that charm. We can really do some bad damage to ourselves, so we've got to really be careful about this charm status, because we've got access to a lot of potent attacks. We've got Petrify, we've got Don't Act, we've got Silence, we have all kinds of nasty things that we can do to each other. That Squire up there is charging a black magic spell. I think it's like a Fire or Fire 2. Kind of interesting. Yeah, it is a Fire 2 from Randolph. So normally this battle is just kind of a joke for casual parties, but because of those male thieves, we have to play this one pretty safe. I kept the bags on the oracles over there. So these guys also unfortunately have thief hats, and thief hats will stop them from getting the don't move status. I think I'm gonna check that here now. So you're gonna see what that looks like. Air Knife is fine, and right there it says cancels Don't Move and Don't Act. So that means that we can't cast Don't Act on these guys, which means the only ways we can really deal with them are HP damage from Life Drain and Ramza's Stick, or from Petrify. That's our only real option right here. And so the ladies all have the bags, so they're going to be picking up life with regen. Ramza cannot pick up life with regen. He can only do it by draining. And this thief right here is not as well equipped. That thief right there does not have a thief hat. I'm looking at all the gear that these guys have. So Ramza also has an option to try to take out that Charmed Oracle, but luckily the bags are nice for taking out Charmed Oracles, because you can attack them for very low damage to take out their charm status. Now you can see it's only 60% to hit because we've got mantles on, and the Feather Mantle gives 40% evade, even from the side. So it's already going to be hard to deal with this fight, but we are out of charm, so Shields is not going to be wasting her turn doing something nasty to us. She's just going to go for, it looks like, the life drain on this thief. Ramza hit that thief with the stick. Now we have a life drain being targeted on it, so that's going to help. A few more actions, we should be able to take this thief out, and we are going to see some crystals in this battle happening probably. Now that Squire there is still targeting the Fire 2. Fire 2 is going to go off, and that's why I've moved Ramza over there to see if I could kind of prompt that Fire 2 to be cast on that thief maybe. Depends how things were targeted, but I want to see if maybe I could add to my damage with the Fire 2 of the Squire. Now Ramza's going to take that hit, unfortunately, and it's too bad because healing up kind of plink damage like that, like from the odd spell or from the odd attack from these guys, is a lot better for my regen characters who are going to pick up the 37 hit points per turn. They are going to pick up more hit points because I'm wearing the HP boosting gear. It just seems to be better at this point in the game than the MP boosting stuff, especially because we have move MP up. And look at that, Fire 2 takes out the Thief, and Ramza guards it, that Feather Mantle. So that's about the very best thing that could happen there. Ramza picks up HP, or MP, from MP Absorb, and he dodges it with his Mantle, and the Thief is down. And the Thief's already on 2, so the Thief is going to get his turn just before that, or just after that Fire 2. So bam. That was a very, very good result. That Squire's going to throw a stone at Ramza. That's okay. And Ramza guarded the Fire 2, which is amazing. So the mantles are really great at this part of the game. We have another, looks like Fire 2 is charging, and Ramza's looking to see where he can move and attack. Looks like this stick can reach up there, but pretty low odds to attack that Thief from the front. And he actually does land it. So 132, that's pretty awesome. Now, I'm trying to see where I can move. Ramza's got a spell charging on him, so he, very well could take some damage, and he cannot recover his own hit points. He has to do so through life drain. So I don't want to send him right up into the middle of the battle, because he could take one too many hits, and then this would be a game over because I'm not able to take these guys out too quickly. If somebody does go down, I will just kind of go into Berserk Petrify mode, where I just have everybody charging Petrifies on characters and just try to win it quick within a couple of rounds. But we won't get there. That's why this battle is so long, though, because we do kind of carefully grind this one out. Ramza's also kind of on the horns of a dilemma there as well, because his better damage is almost always going to be with the stick. He's got that Octagon Rod, which is doing 132, as you see, really good damage rolls. The Drain Life is doing a lot less on these guys because they tend to not have massive HP wells. So doing a quarter life sometimes in the 80 or 90 range instead of 132 range, and so that will really help, especially with things like having the Fire 2 take out that last Thief. I think the difference in his damage was what made it right there, and letting the Fire 2 actually take that Thief out instead of leaving a weak Thief alive to retreat. Because we do have one Thief who's kind of mildly going after Cloud back there, which is nerve-wracking. I need to get that Thief engaged with us, is what we need to do. So again, because we can't really work with Paralyze, it's unfortunate, because that's nice that you can do it on multiple characters. I could use Sleep, I guess. That's one option, is I could try Sleep on these guys. But Sleep is just pretty slow, and these guys are all fairly fast. So that's going to be kind of difficult to try. All right, here we go. Here's some spells coming up. So there you can see landing the Drain Life does 89 on the Squire. 84 on the Thief. So that's why, Ramza's damage is almost 1.5 times what that is. Maybe it is 1.5 times what that is. So it's just much better damage printout, but he's not picking up the HP on the back end of that. There we go. Cloud is a level 1 soldier, and I think he's totally unequipped. I don't think he has any equipment on. So he can't really use any of his spells. You have to get the Materia Blade from that Volcano level. I think you have to use Move Find item and pick up a Materia Blade item there, which is it's a weird quest to go on, all to use Cloud's Limit, which is like not a great ability. They have really long charges, as I remember. So that's going to be a problem right there. That monk using Chakra, that monk has got some magic attack. Holy moly. That was able to pick up quite a bit, and its area of effect, that Chakra. So that's going to be something we want to try to avoid in the next little while here. So one Squire has got the Throw Stone. This other one here has Black Magic with Fire 2. This is Cloud just looking at what's going on. Yeah, it is Fire 2. So Cloud again could, move, and since he's going to take the spell anyway, he could try to spread some of that damage around. So he's going to move over here and try to get the Fire 2 on this Squire as well. Maybe Ramza will dodge it like last time. Compatibility must be really rough with this guy because you saw the damage was much lower right there. That must be worse compatibility right there. And then here's another Drain Life attempt. Squires have a little bit better armor, it seems, so they are going to have a little bit larger HP pool. And the problem right now, actually, is I've got those oracles are pretty well protected in that little corner there, but I'm not gaining MP when I'm not moving. And moving costs you speed. Moving costs you your CT. So you kind of have a trade-off here, where if you just move for no reason other than to just pick up a little bit of MP, you're gonna not get actions as often. Whereas if you have these characters who can just kind of sit here and just cast on these guys with their range of 4, they can get turns a lot more often and get a lot more of these spells off, which makes them much more effective in the battle. But they're going to start to run low in their HP pool. And again, that goes back to they're using the HP boosting gear, like the black costumes and the thief hats and stuff like that. They're using that kind of equipment rather than the light robes and the other MP boosting gear. And that's because they're also using the regen with the P bag, or S bag, or whatever bag it is. The regen status also really helps. There's silence on that guy who was casting, so I guess never mind, Ramza. He's not going to be taking that fire too. But the regen, because it's percentage based as well, when they have higher hit point totals, they're going to gain more hit points than if they didn't have those. So they're gaining more back, and they have a larger pool to draw from. So it really helps in battles like this, where it's going to be a longer battle and you're going to take a lot of physical damage from these guys. Later on in the game, when we're fighting a lot of these single targeting things in the final like Orban Monastery descent that we're going to be doing, I don't know if it's going to be as important to have regen, but also we're probably not going to be doing a lot of like stick attacking either. So I'll just have to kind of play around with those and see. Another drain life, and that's the trade-off there with doing a percentage-based attack. That's the trade-off right there. You can have those miss. And yeah, look how low that is with the thief, 67. That's one of our lesser equipped thieves. So there's Cloud still running away. Thank you, Cloud. He's just going to move and be out of there. And there's the Repeating Fist, and it was guarded, so blocked by that mantle. That saved a lot of damage. Repeating Fist has a kind of an RNG-based damage printout, so that 132 or whatever it was not strictly accurate. So it's kind of like damage from an axe, or yeah, right there, the club there. I think it said 27 and ended up doing 54. So there's a range. So 54 would be on the upper end. That's twice what the kind of the base damage was. There's a nice attack from the Octagon Rod. Way to go. So this thief is in critical, and the thief just like is running away. It's not going after Cloud. It's not coming back here. Thief's just running away. Now there's a crystal here. That first thief turned into a crystal. I need to make sure we get it, not just because we could use a little bit of a boost, especially with MP on some of these guys who've been standing there casting, but I also don't want one of these weak squires who I've been working on with 2 or 3 drain lives to completely recover their hit points. So I need to make sure that one of our characters gets it, even just to protect from them getting it. Make sure that they don't get this one locked down. So I'm looking to see, is it better to do a little more damage, get one more character closer to KO, or is it better to, drain a little bit more? Either way, I got to get her to move to this crystal. Probably would have rather had Ramza do it. I just wanted to see what the ability was. But she can take the 58 MP, that's fine. That 9 you saw at the end, that was for her move. So it looks like any movement bonuses happen after the crystal, which is, if you ever wondered what order those things happen, it's that order, I guess. So any crystal recovery happens first, and then any movement abilities happen after that. So I guess maybe a move find item might also similarly work that way. If you like move to get a crystal, you can get the ability and then your move find item may trigger. I don't know, just a guess. So here is another one. A couple of drain lives on the Squire. And this is where I'd really like Ramza to be able to just get in there and just do, massive damage. And it would have been better for Ramza anyway. If Ramza had gone to pick up that crystal, he could have gotten the recovery of the HP MP and then gotten a big attack in the back of that Squire. That would have been nice to do, but just the turn order did not dictate that. So that thief being critical, he's just going to stay in that corner. And then now, like, Cloud is randomly just going to go up and down these stairs for a little while. He's going to do a little Stairmaster exercise. That's okay. So there, that club attack or flail attack or mace attack was guarded. That one was not. That's an axe attack. So it looks like that one has an axe. The other one has some kind of a club. Okay, so Ramza's life drain, and this is Ramza because he's taken some hits. This is the reason for the life drain, that he's taken almost 90 damage there, or around 90 damage. So I'd like him to get recovered, even though he could do a lot better on doing a stick attack. And now I love how Life Drain has a very short charge time, so that Ramza is not charging when these enemies get turned, so that Ramza is not going to be, or he is going to be able to use his mantle to recover. So right there, bam, that was another massive chakra right there. That's really unfortunate to see. That Squire recovered, I think, 100, HP, which is, 2 casting, or it's a casting and a half of Life Drain that he recovered just for free from the monk. The monk's done that a couple times now, so it's prolonged this battle, unfortunately, because I think we'd have probably another character or 2 KO'd already at this point if that monk hadn't done a couple of really effective chakras. I don't know if I actually checked about the monk. I don't think it has a thief hat on, because I don't think monks rock the hats so much, so maybe the monk would have been a good one to paralyze at this point in the battle. I think a don't act monk would have been probably pretty helpful in hindsight. Also should note, just for the record here, that I wasn't expecting to get all the way to this town when I got here. I was all the way over at Igro's castle, and I wanted to start working my way over on the map towards this city. So I just moved the cursor over to this city, fully expecting to get into a random battle somewhere about a third of the way over here. But my character just went all the way across the entire map, from Igro's all the way to Zarghidas Trade City, which, if you don't know the map by heart, Igro's is kind of all the way on the west end of the map, and this is very close to the eastern edge of everything you can visit on the map. So I basically walked across the whole kingdom of Ivalice with no random encounters on the way to this one. Now, you saw there, actually didn't see it happen because it took him out, the attack from that Octagon Rod would have actually healed that Squire of Silence. So the Octagon Rod, it says, in the menu it says cancels. It cancels a whole bunch of status effects, but it does so by attacking. So it's another one, like the Goku Rod, that has a chance to add the Innocent status. It's like a weird drawback to this. So like this rod, it heals negative statuses, which you would think would be like, oh cool, I get a healing item, but you've got to do a massive damage attack to heal these. But I guess if you had a character who was in paralyzed don't act status and you really wanted to heal them quickly, you could attack them with the rod. But it is unfortunate that as oracles, we are usually the ones inflicting those statuses. We don't want to be healing those statuses. And then the Goku Rod, strangely, adds that innocent status, which also is bad for us oracles. There was a really hard-hitting repeated fist there. So we're wanting to target these guys with magic, so we don't want them to be in the innocent status. If you saw my battle at the sluice gate of Bethla Garrison, you saw that the casters in that fight, they had gear that was protecting them from silence. And so I had to use Innocent on them, which also meant I couldn't hit them with anything. So they couldn't cast anything on me. I couldn't hit them with anything. We were just like having a purse beating attack on those mages, and actually ended up just being kind of a long fight till we could get the rest of the enemies cleared out there. Look in the playlist here if you want to see that video. That's another longer fight. That one's even longer than this one, and it does feel like this one's been going on quite some time. Meanwhile, we've got Z-League, the critical thief. He's just going to move one tile and take a break. And we have Cloud, the stair-climbing soldier. He's going to move one tile and take a break. All right, so Ramza, he's got to do life drain again because he can't seem to land these life drains. And again, terrible compatibility with these guys. And I'm trying to play this safe, though, as much as I can, because I really don't want Ramza to go down and then have to try to chase that thief down within Ramza's ticker time. So Ramza's going to move up here, and I think this is for MP purposes. Well, maybe, yes, I guess it's for attack purposes. He's getting aggressive. So he's going to go for the big attack. That'll also be good defense, I guess, because if that monk is critical, that monk is much more likely to use chakra instead of a physical attack that's going to be a lot more damaging. So she's looking to see where she can move because she does not have enough MP to cast Life Drain, but after moving, she does have enough MP. I think she must have had like 13 MP. Now she's got more than 16 MP because she picked up 9. Or I guess, no, maybe she had, I don't know, 15 MP. Maybe she had just short. Anyway, she's going to go for the life drain. Boom, it lands and the monk is down. So Chakra is no longer a threat to us. We have a critical thief and we have a squire. So now I'm not really as worried about Ramza. He can go to town with his stick as much as possible, all he wants. But I do need to start moving because you see we're getting low on MP with my other casters who've just been standing there this whole time. Looks like she was at 0. So now she still can't do anything. She's got to just wait. Cool. So that's a consequence of having them just stand there in that corner for the whole battle. But the enemies were coming to me. The enemies were all over me. So I was not having to waste my action. But there you just kind of see some just interesting emergent gameplay that this Final Fantasy Tactics is just loaded with. So she can't hit with the life drain. Here's Cloud. Is he going to come towards us? No. Okay. I didn't know if he was going to come towards us or go back up the steps or, I don't know, do his thing. I'm glad that he's just running away. Because I think this is a save Cloud fight. I think we have to keep him on his feet. So if that thief had been up there engaging with him, I think we would have to send somebody up there just to kind of draw the thief's attention. It would have had to be Ramza because the oracles would have been charmed up there by him. So it's just nasty all around. So I'm glad that hasn't really happened. We've been able to keep everybody engaged with us down here. There we go. So there's that life drain on that squire. We've got everybody else down. I've got to start moving characters to get in range of that thief. Now that the thief is the only enemy left, I believe the AI normally has them re-engage in the battle. Like they'll run away in their critical phase, but if they are the last one standing, they will then re-engage with the battle. So I don't know do I get the crystal? I think I do have them advanced because I want more of them up there in case one gets charmed. I can have more of them to attack with their bags. There's Cloud going back up the steps. Way to go, Cloud. And let's see what the thief wants to do here. Yeah, he's going to come up. Is he going to try a charm? He is. And he's going to hit. So charm does work. And so that was the thinking there. Rams is going to come up and he's going to grab the crystal, really just to clear it out, because now that the thief is getting closer to us, I want to make sure there's not a way that thief can get himself back into the battle. So she can move up to the thief and swing at him, or she can cast a life drain to finish things off, or she could, go up and whack the other oracle with her purse. She is going to try the life drain. It happens immediately, and if it lands, the battle's over. It is landing. The battle is over. Cloud has been rescued. And on we go through the rest of Chapter 4. Precious little left to go here in Chapter 4 of this game as we go on, and that is the Zarghidas Trade City. If you've been liking these videos, feel free to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, or hit me up on Twitter where I am active_ATE. We will see you next time as we roll along to the finish line.